George Washington. The name echoes through American history, a man whose legacy is etched into the very fabric of the United States. His life and achievements are a testament to the power of leadership, vision, and unwavering commitment to a cause greater than oneself. He wasn't born a king, but a leader. From his early days on a Virginia plantation, Washington exhibited qualities that would later define his role in the birth of a nation. His upbringing instilled in him a sense of duty, honor, and a relentless work ethic. He led the fight for independence, rallying a fledgling nation against the might of the British Empire. His strategic brilliance and unyielding resolve were pivotal in securing victory for the Continental Army. Washington's leadership on the battlefield was matched only by his ability to inspire and unite his troops, becoming the first president of a brand new nation, the United States of America. His presidency set the foundation for the democratic principles and governance that continue to guide the country today. Washington's vision for America was one of unity, prosperity, and freedom. His story is one of courage, determination, and an unwavering belief in the potential of a free nation. This is his story, a story of a man who, against all odds, helped forge a new path for a people yearning for liberty and self-determination. A story that begins not on the battlefield, but on a humble plantation in Virginia. It was here that Washington learned the values of hard work and perseverance. These early experiences shaped his character and prepared him for the monumental challenges that lay ahead. It's a journey that takes us from the battlefields of the French and Indian War to the halls of power in the newly formed government. Washington's military career began long before the American Revolution, and his experiences in the French and Indian War honed his leadership skills and strategic thinking. It's a story that helped shape a nation and continues to inspire generations. Washington's legacy is not just in the victories he achieved, but in the enduring principles he championed. His life is a testament to the power of vision, courage, and the relentless pursuit of a better future for all. As we reflect on his farewell address, we are reminded of his wisdom and foresight. Washington warned against the dangers of political factions and foreign alliances, urging the nation to remain united and independent. His words continue to resonate, offering guidance and inspiration to this day. Today we see his influence in the very fabric of American society. From the nation's capital bearing his name to the countless monuments and memorials dedicated to his memory, George Washington's legacy lives on. His story is a reminder of the enduring power of leadership, vision, and the unwavering belief in the potential of a free and united nation. George Washington was born in 1732 in Westmoreland County, Virginia. He entered a world on the edge of a vast wilderness, a place where the frontier met the cultivated lands of the early American colonies. The landscape was a mix of dense forests, rolling hills, and fertile plains, providing a rich environment for a young boy to explore and learn about the natural world around him. His father, Augustine, was a planter and owned slaves. Augustine Washington was a man of ambition and enterprise, managing a large plantation that required the labor of many enslaved people. This was a common practice among the wealthy landowners of the time, and it was a harsh reality that young George would have been acutely aware of as he grew up. This was a reality of the time, though it casts a shadow over Washington's legacy today. The institution of slavery was deeply ingrained in the economic and social fabric of colonial Virginia, and it shaped the lives of everyone who lived there, including the Washington family. Despite this, George Washington would later become a figure who symbolized the fight for freedom and independence. Young George didn't have a privileged education like some. Unlike many of his contemporaries who were sent to England for schooling, George's education was more modest. He attended a local school where he learned the basics of reading, writing, and arithmetic. However, his formal education was cut short when his father passed away, but he was a quick learner. George had a natural curiosity and a keen mind, which allowed him to absorb knowledge from his surroundings. He was particularly interested in mathematics and surveying, skills that would serve him well in his future endeavors. His self-discipline and determination set him apart from his peers. He learned surveying, a skill that would prove valuable in the years to come. Surveying was not just a technical skill, it was a gateway to understanding the land and its potential. George's proficiency in surveying opened doors for him, leading to opportunities that would shape his career and his destiny. When his father died, George was just 11 years old. the loss of his father was a significant turning point in his life. It thrust him into a position of greater responsibility and forced him to mature quickly. The young boy who once roamed the fields and forests now had to think about his future and the well-being of his family. He went to live with his half-brother Lawrence at Ferry Farm. Lawrence Washington was a role model and mentor to young George. At Ferry Farm, George was exposed to a different way of life, one that included military discipline and the responsibilities of managing an estate. Lawrence's influence was profound, shaping George's character and aspirations. This is where he developed his strong character and leadership skills. The experiences at Ferry Farm, combined with the guidance of his brother, helped George Washington develop the qualities that would later define his leadership. He learned the importance of hard work, integrity, and perseverance, traits that would serve him well as he navigated the challenges of his future roles as a military leader and the first president of the United States. At the young age of 21, Washington stepped onto the battlefield for the first time. The French and Indian War was raging, a conflict between the British and French for control of North America. Washington served as a surveyor and later as a military officer. He experienced both victory and defeat. He learned the art of war, the importance of strategy, and the heavy burden of leadership. These were lessons he would carry with him for the rest of his life. The French and Indian War was a crucible that forged his character and prepared him for the challenges that lay ahead. After the war, Washington returned to Virginia. He married Martha Dandridge Custis, a wealthy widow. Together, they made their home at Mount Vernon, a beautiful estate overlooking the Potomac River. Washington was a devoted husband and a loving stepfather to Martha's 2 children. He took great pride in managing his plantation. He experimented with new crops and farming techniques. He was a hands-on manager, always looking for ways to improve his land and the lives of those who worked it. But the winds of change were blowing, and soon Washington would be called upon to serve his country once more. The relationship between Great Britain and its American colonies was becoming increasingly strained. The British government imposed taxes and regulations that the colonists saw as unfair and unjust. Washington, a respected leader in Virginia, was drawn into the growing conflict. He was elected to the Virginia House of Burgesses, where he spoke out against British policies. He believed in the rights of the colonists and was willing to fight for their freedom. When the Second Continental Congress convened in 1775, Washington was a natural choice to lead the Continental Army. Section 6. Leading the fight for independence. The American Revolution was a long and bloody struggle. The Continental Army, poorly equipped and lacking experience, faced the might of the British Empire. Washington, as commander-in-chief, faced incredible challenges. He led his troops through harsh winters, devastating defeats, and moments of despair. But his determination never wavered. He inspired his men with his courage, his resilience, and his unwavering belief in their cause. From the crossing of the Delaware River to the victory at Yorktown, Washington's leadership was instrumental in securing American independence. Section 7. The First President. After the war, Washington returned to Mount Vernon, hoping for a peaceful retirement. But his country needed him once more. In 1787, he presided over the Constitutional Convention, helping to shape the very fabric of American government. 2 years later, he was unanimously elected as the first president of the United States. He took office facing the daunting task of building a new nation from the ground up. He established a cabinet, created a stable financial system, and set precedents for the presidency that are still followed today. Section 8. A legacy forged. Washington served 2 terms as president. He could have held on to power, but he believed in the peaceful transfer of power. In 1797, he retired from public life and returned to Mount Vernon. He died 2 years later at the age of 67. His death was mourned by the nation he had helped to create. He was hailed as the father of his country, a title that he richly deserved. But his legacy, like all historical figures, is complex and multifaceted. He was a man of his time, a slave owner who struggled with the morality of the institution. Section 9. Conclusion. The enduring legacy of George Washington. George Washington's story is an integral part of the American narrative. His journey from a young surveyor to the first president of the United States is a testament to his resilience and vision. Washington's leadership during the Revolutionary War and his role in drafting the Constitution laid the foundation for the nation we know today. He was a man of courage, conviction, and unwavering dedication to his country. His bravery on the battlefield and his wisdom in the halls of government earned him the respect and admiration of his contemporaries and future generations alike. Washington's ability to unite disparate colonies into a single nation was nothing short of remarkable. He was a gifted leader who guided a fledgling nation through its infancy. His strategic acumen during the Revolutionary War, exemplified by the daring crossing of the Delaware River, showcased his ability to inspire and lead. Washington's presidency set many precedents, including the peaceful transfer of power, which remains a cornerstone of American democracy. His legacy is etched in stone, in the monuments that bear his name, and in the hearts of the American people. The Washington Monument stands as a towering tribute to his contributions, while his likeness on Mount Rushmore immortalizes his role in shaping the nation. These memorials serve as enduring reminders of his impact. He serves as a reminder of the ideals upon which the United States was founded: freedom, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Washington's vision for the country was one of unity and progress, where every citizen could strive for a better future. His farewell address, with its emphasis on national unity and the dangers of political factions, remains relevant to this day. He is a symbol of what can be achieved when ordinary people are willing to stand up for what they believe in. Washington's life story is a powerful example of how dedication, integrity, and a commitment to the greater good can lead to extraordinary accomplishments. His enduring legacy continues to inspire new generations to uphold the values that he so passionately championed. As we reflect on his contributions, it is clear that George Washington's influence extends far beyond his time. His principles and actions laid the groundwork for a nation built on democratic ideals and the rule of law. By studying his life and legacy, we gain a deeper understanding of the values that have shaped the United States and continue to guide it today. In every corner of the country, from classrooms to government institutions, Washington's legacy is alive and well. His story is not just a chapter in history books, but a living testament to the power of leadership and